get to catch up.
Did you have your cameras on when you were online?
Yeah, of course. And then the language course come available in Port Macquarie in 2019. That was learning an endangered language Kaptan. So I signed them all up, 5 of them, how many we can fit in the car, and we went off to that. And I didn't realise, probably after the couple of weeks into it, that I was really enjoying it.
For the boys?
Just noticed a lot of the boys, like I said, in the community, like sort of don't socialise, was having some mental health problems which I didn't really realise. And one of the boys said that when he was really, really down in a dark place, I had to call someone in, and he said, I like soccer and playing basketball, and someone said, oh, I know someone who plays basketball. That led to other kids coming over playing, and then we made a team. 4 years later, they're still going. Kids from the community meeting up with their relatives who had moved into town and working and what we're doing stuff. So it was a real social event. But they won 2 or 3 grand finals. From never been on the court before to go into basketball. Yeah. Well, you don't look like you're coming from the department because it's, the department that we don't have a good history with,
You turn around and just go away, Not even turn up.
Yeah, then, they're not gonna, especially if you're in community work, you just want to look like your everyday sort of person. And that's something I used to talk about even at people going into services, how they can make it more friendly and not being over the top and having a little bit of Aboriginal artwork or something there displayed.
But just that point of that, we've never talked about that practical sense. I can imagine a lot of workers who would go out into community going to be dressed for the office, and straight away that's the way they look when they turn up.
Yeah.
Which, you don't pick that up, that's your own bias, whatever, that's that's it, you wouldn't even consider it.
Yeah.
But it's a different set of eyes looking at you.
Yeah, I didn't even think that would be.
Yeah.
I see
That's good to know.
I remember that day we were standing outside the land council, and we watched a bloke. He drove in, and then he parked and he hopped out, and he looked like he was suited, and you were just sitting there watching him, and you watch this, you might have said, or something, see what happens here, and he just hops in his car, then goes back out, and it's like secret agent.
James Bond.
That he would come with his hoodie on, we'd sit down, he'd have the hoodie on, peeking out the game. And I used to say, they need you, we can go and have a run, because he'd get excited. Yeah, she's right. And so he ended up going and playing. So he's a kid now, he's confident, he can sit up at a meeting and talk and do things. Now he's a bit overconfident, I want to slap him down a bit.
But you wouldn't pick him as the boy that you met,
No way. When my other colleagues who helped me get through that, because we did a lot of hospital stints, he's quite suicidal. It took me a long time to understand that. I didn't really want to get into that stuff, but I had to. And no, you wouldn't think he's the same kid. It's an old service station where someone used to reside in upstairs. So it's got 3 office styles upstairs, another little training room, nearly as big as this, which probably was the lounge room, little kitchenette off to the side of it. Yep. And then the same sort of downstairs with a restaurant area where they had.
So if you ever used to go up the coast years ago, you would have gone through Kurri. You had no choice, but you had to go through Kurri before they put the bypass in, and you probably would have stopped at this service station.
Always ask the kids where you're from, I think.
Yep.
And I don't know if you know what they mean by where's your mom or where you're from. They like to hear that. And kids that didn't care, people don't like to talk to them about their families. And I find that with a lot of carers, take kids. I've done fostering all my life and been in our own care and you name it. But ask them about where they're from, who's their family, do they know?
Do they
grandmother, do they know?
Do they enjoy talking about, even if we're non-Indigenous?
I think they do, because who else is going to ask them if sometimes the workers don't ask them,
Yeah.
And that's the other thing I try to tell foster carers, non-Indigenous carers. Show an interest, don't be scared to ask them,
And I
or
think that's
tell
what
them
it
about
is.
their mum.
I think they're just scared or worried.
Well, you got to know if you ask, I don't want to talk about her, or I don't want to
Yeah.
talk about him, then but at least you've asked, and they
Yeah.
know then that you're interested because at least you asked. If I live in a community and other places, there always is an Aboriginal, mainly a land council or a medical centre that you can always ring, and if you need to make a contact, or I'm going in that area, who might I need to speak to first? If it's sorry business, no one wants to see anyone or do anything, the communities are pretty closed off. But yeah, land councils are pretty good, and I'd say medical centres or any other Indigenous service that's around to make contact with if there's a need to go in. And I know you're saying, well, I'm going to be overdressed, because then when it's someone's department or someone's come to check on you. Yeah, so it is challenging, and that's what I find I'm constantly doing out there, trying to break down barriers, the networking in between a service that wants to come in and trying to engage with the family. Sometimes if they all know usually to meet me, or so then I can go to the family and go, I've met, at least, I know Jim, he's a really nice bloke. We'll meet together, I'll make one of you free, and we'll meet together. So I usually do that sort of stuff, not just.
Ooh, happy birthday. Cockatoo fly with a cookie crow.